Hey everyone, and welcome to the Yakuza 3 No Damage. Here we start with Majima Goro. Now this is the first time I've ever done a no damage, and I figured I'd do Yakuza 3 since Kiwami 3 is going to come out relatively soon, around next year in February. I figured, why not do a no damage? Now I would be more excited for Kiwami 3 if it wasn't for the stupid recasts. I don't know why they had felt the need to change figures like Rikiya and Hamazaki. It just makes no sense to me, but oh well. Anyway, this fight isn't that crazy. Majima was really easy to deal with, so I just kind of spam him. Look at that, he's already dead. Just do the overhead. He might bounce, he might break his guard. And the fight's almost already over. This is a... So, Majima will come back later where he's a actual fight. This is just a tutorial, so you can just bully the shit out of him. Now, if there's any game I would want to see a Kiwami remake, probably be Kenza. Now that shit would be hype. But, oh well. And now here's Rikiya. I'm gonna be real, Rikiya fucking sucks. The only way to make Rikiya a decent fight is with the parry, like boom, like that. You can just parry whenever he dashes in. It's pretty easy. But when you start the game, you just don't have that at all. And like that's like the one time you get an opening, and that's because of a lucky spot, really. Try to parry there, but you can't parry kicks. Could have been the run, but oh well. Got lucky. Went away from the tables. Parry. A little bit of bounding. Oh. No, multiple bounds. I got greedy. Parry. I didn't get his back. Dash away for safety. Try to do a heat action. Didn't get it. One annoying thing about heat action in this game is like if the enemy is like actively moving or attacking, it just won't let you do it. So you just have to wait for them to hold still. Which wasn't a problem here because Rick is already dead. I didn't even need to actively feel the heat. He's already done. Now, Tamashiro. I had a little bit of problem with Tamashiro. The main problem was try to provoke him to do something. Best opening is right there when he throws the knives. Easily just dodge around his back and get a full combo. Sometimes he won't just block and you just hit him. Not exactly sure, but you know, if it works. What? Oh, I got really lucky there. I don't know how I didn't get hit. And there's a knife attack. Then you can parry the second hit, but I wasn't confident in doing that. Also, one thing I had to get used to when it comes to these no damages is how enemies will realign when they start doing their attacks. And I'm sure like some of you people watching are familiar for my Tekken stuff. So I just applied Tekken logic to some of the fights and I had to break out of that. I had to treat like every fight like it's Tekken 8, you know, just randomly realigning when it feels like it. But it's not that bad. Most of the time you're looking, oh look at that, iframes. Oh, bound. And then here is his knuckle phase. No, to me I prefer this phase because you can just parry the last hit of that string. It's a little bit of knockback, so you do the little grab combo, little stomp. You don't have, you just do light, heavy. Taunt to build some heat. Try to bait him into the attack. And bam. 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 You can also parry that move. Got a lot of startup, so timing's pretty easy. I'm just waiting for him to do something. Now here's the QTE. QTEs can be pretty useful in this game as they all give you heat. There's only a few of them that do actual damage to the boss fight though, which, I mean, it's alright, but it's also, you want to dodge immediately after the QTE because if you're close enough, he will swing. So you gotta be careful of that. Just waiting for him to do the attack. I'm sure there's other openings like that 3-hit string, but you know, for no damages, you generally want to play it more safe. And bam. Double heavy. And then let's do the dodge roll heat action. This is a really useful heat action because you have a bunch of iframes. So if you ever need an on-demand heat action, that's like your best bet. And parry. And then the fuel the heat. Alright, I feel a little iffy on Feel the Heat. I don't know if they'll faithfully bring this back in Kumami 3, as it just kind of kills all the momentum in a fight. So you just sit there, mash the trigger, get the heat, and then this is going to be the finisher. You're going to be doing the most option as it does the most damage. But it's also like really fucking long, so it's going to be kind of boring to do this all the time. But you know, if it works, it works. I hope they do like Kiwami 2, where you know, you charge the heat and then you do like a cinematic finisher instead of just 3 set animations. And here's Hasabe. Hasabe's a little different of a fight as he has a bunch of goons around him, but it's pretty manageable. Mainly because you have Kazuki and Yunya. Well, they don't do that much damage to the enemy. One good thing they do is that they basically distract other enemies. So like right there, that guy's fighting Yuya, I just get in his back and get a full combo. Because when all the enemies are dead, and it's just, you know, just the final boss that's around, they just kind of stand around and just look at him. But with these enemies, they're pretty useful. They just distract them. Although the one time they do attack is if you get them close to some furniture, they will pick it up and like start attacking. But that's like the only time they actually attack. Aside from that, they're basically decoys. And then Hasabe's finally by himself. This is a pretty easy strat. You just knock him down. Light, heavy, heavy. Go to his back, pick him back up. Sometimes you can get a full combo. This fight's really easy to deal with. Bam, bam. Yeah, there we go. Now we got a full combo. A little bit of bound and a heat action. Now the grounded heat action is kind of weird. Not because it's bad, but mainly like when you have full heat, you kind of, if you want to preserve heat, you don't want to do the full thing. Mainly because it'll just eat all your heat. Oh, here's a little bound. Not really like wall bounding in Yakuza 3 whenever you do have a wall. Gives you a lot of heat, so if you feel like heat gain is slow, just do a big wall combo. Like you get a full combo, put them into the wall, bound them, get your heat back, they get on the ground, you do a heat action, boom, big damage. But not all bosses are created equal. This sword phase isn't too bad. There's a little resistance, but you can still hit him because he's not really blocking. He has his little prepared attack, and you just dodge behind him. Pretty easy. You just dodge around. Ooh. And then he's has his back of your wall, so it's a little tough, but he ends up walking away. And we end up at the QT. Not the QT, but Feel the Heat. Now there is one interesting strat that I do with Feel the Heat in a later fight, but that's not till near the end of the video, so you're gonna have to wait for that one. And then I think once you attack him, he'll lose his sword. Yep. And then he goes back to normal. So you could just do the strat from the beginning. And you see Kazuki and Yu are just staring at him. they don't actually do anything. But oh well. Kiryu doesn't need him. He's Kiryu after all. And it ended with a heat action. Now here is Andre. Now Andre is a pretty fun fight. Although he can be very volatile as he's very aggressive. Also, one thing I learned while fighting Andre is that in order to combo him, you don't even need to get his back. Most of the time in 3, the only way to get like a full guaranteed combo is if you hit their back. But Andre, you don't have to as long as you dodge. He's not really blocked, so you just get him with a full combo. And so here, I get a full combo. Usually push him to the wall. Maybe I get a little bound. Build some heat, and then when I have enough heat, do the sumo action, do the sumo heat action on the enemy. And one scary thing is you see how that guy is just like holding a bike. Sometimes the guy will just throw the bike at you, so if you're not paying attention, it can clip you. That right there. If I wasn't paying attention, I could have gotten clipped. Also, if Andre runs into like something you can like kick, like those like little rocks, or like the bicycles, you can just kick like that shit just straight into your face and just ruin your attempt. But at the very least, like Andre is like really fast, so if you need another attempt, it's really easy just to get a reset. Just try again. And grab. Didn't want to do that, but it worked. And then just bait out Andre. Ooh, risky. Full combo. I don't know why I didn't do the double heavy, but whatever. Also, one thing I kind of wish I knew earlier is that we get the full light combo on their back. You can pick them up with like the standing heavy kick Kiryu has. But I didn't know that, so if I do get a combo, you're gonna see me do the overhead finisher. I only learned that after the last combo fight, and that fight is... Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that fight. I got some shit to say. And here's Kanda. Ooh, I don't like Kanda. This fight fucking sucks. In the beginning, you can kind of attack him, but you have to be very careful, as he'll just like randomly fight back. And that body slam move can be really annoying. At least you can like kind of punish him when he does it, as when he gets up, he's not really blocking. So that's nice, but it... See, like right there, if I wasn't paying attention, I could have easily gotten clipped. And then I'm just kind of waiting for him to grab the Frencher, like right there, and then boom. The Komaki parry makes this fight so much better. Because when you don't have the parry and you can't parry the weapon attacks, oh, I don't know why I tried to do the heat action, but I didn't get the prompt. But I got lucky anyway, so. But anyway, when you don't have the fucking parry, and Kanda is just swinging out all of the fucking furniture, and you get hit by it, you just get stunned and you just fucking lose you. Also, I don't know why the wall ornaments are like jiggling. I don't know why they're doing that. That might be a PC issue, because I am playing this on PC. I've played Yakuza 3 before on console and it didn't do that before, so don't know why it's doing that now, but it doesn't affect anything, just looks funny. And then I got full heat, and then you do this heat action to make him stop, because this phase is also annoying. Also, you can't get that heat action before you get to the Kanda fight, which is like the main way you deal with this phase, which is fucking stupid. This fight is just, that's poor progression. Like, I would believe like if this fight was like put it like in a later chapter, I think it would have been fine. But when it's so early, like you don't have the heat action. I think you can get the parry, but you gotta know how to get the parry before. Because if you're just playing casual, you're probably not gonna get it. Even in my replay, like I didn't get it until like after, because I'm playing this game on New Game Plus. But I don't like Kanda. He can just like randomly have armor. A lot of his attacks you can't parry because Komaki parry, like, it doesn't work on kicks, and all of like his combo enders, like his attack strings, they all end in kicks. So you just can't parry them. Now you could Tiger Drop them. The only problem is Tiger Drop doesn't have any iframes in this game, so it means it's not good for no damages. I don't think Tiger Drop is bad, but you have to be very specific, and I missed that QT for some reason. You have to be very specific in your spacing with Tiger Drop in order to not take damage, and I was already tired of this fight, so I'm not doing that. Now here, I'm just kind of waiting to see, pick up an item, boom, parrying him, trying to swing, boom, big wall, stomp, look at that, you already got heat. And then here's the big funny one. Kiryu's having sex with the man. Oh. I wonder how the Kiwami 3 will make these animations look. I hope they don't cut this. Because you look at like any Yakuza out of context video, they're just going to pull up this QT. Fortunately, he's not dead because he's a fat bastard. And I run out of heat. I want to do weapon heat action, but oh well. So I can see what he does. Just go in. Bed made him bounce up, but he's dead now, so fuck him. And then here's the real Majima fight. Now this is a good fight. This is actually fun. The main strat is that you just kind of put your back to him, like where he's more inclined to attack, and then with the Coliseum fight, I tried to do a heat action, but I interrupted the wake up attack. I got kind of lucky there. Whoa! I tried to do the heat action again. There we go. Now I got it. That's the one. This heat action is very useful. Basically on-demand heat action. And then here with this phase, when he has more resistance, he can do a full combo. And when you have heat, just do the bounding throw. But he is more aggressive, so it's not that bad. Trying to bait attack, bam. I missed. There's a lot of people that don't like the combat of this game, and I can kind of get it because the AI does kind of fuck you over. But I think for bosses, it's probably a really fun system, especially when you get the parry time is down. Like And one thing I was considering doing the long battles, but for me, crowd control in this game is just not fun. It's kind of hard to manage crowds when you just 90% of them are just blocking your attacks, and I don't have the patience for that. So I think the bosses are great. When it comes to like big group battles, it can feel rough. Here Majima gets tired, so you just wail on him. Back away. And you mainly want to back away when they start blocking, because when you block, when a boss like blocks like too many of your attacks, they usually have like a reversal attack to stop you from just like mashing on them all day. And you can't, I don't think you can parry them. Now, most of them are kicks, so you just can't parry them anyway. I know you could tiger drop them, but that's not useful for no damage. So generally you're going to see me back away unless it's part of the strat. We're going to do feel the heat, and he has so little health. The basic heat action will kill him. And Majima is over. Now Lau Ka Long. Oh, this fight took me a while. Now, like the main strat you're gonna see me do, it's pretty easy strat. This ninja, you're gonna see me do the full light combo, dodge behind his back, do the overhead finisher, and then just repeat that. Now this can feel kind of random because most of the time when you get to his back, he'll usually be blocking in time. So you just do the overhead till it just like chip him out from his block. It's like there. But sometimes he'll just get hit. Like he doesn't have resistance. And I don't know what changes. Because it just feels kind of random. It's like sometimes you hit him and then you get like the ground bounce. But also you can like grab him. Which is pretty rare because most bosses, they just don't let you. And then here's his hand-to-hand stance. Now, this is probably like more of my favorite stance to fight, because there's like shit you can actually parry, and he doesn't have armor all the time. Try to parry there. Got lucky. But the most unfortunate thing is that this fight always ends the fastest. The actual fun part is either I do a lot of damage when he's in his spear phase, or I do big damage when I get a parry. That's kind of the unfortunate part. The most fun part is the one that is the shortest. There's a couple of attacks you can parry. He has like this two-hit string. You can parry the second hit. You can parry that string at the end. He does like a double palm finisher. That's a good time to attack him. And then once he reaches his last health bar, he'll go into his last phase, which should come up pretty soon. Here, I'm not trying to poke at him. No parry for me. Ooh. Oh, I missed the parry. Bam. He has armor because he's going to go into his third phase, the claw phase. Now this phase, I had a really hard time dealing with it. I think like the main way you deal with it is that you can kind of bait his like running attack and just like get behind his back. But like, I don't know what it is, but I am not good at the timing of actually punishing the running attack. Because like either I'm too far, or I'm too slow, or he just realigns and clips me anyway. Anyway, you're going to see me, this is like the only time you're going to see me use this move. Actually, maybe in the other Andre fight. But here I'm doing the charged lotus fist. The main reason is because I saw someone else do this strat, and it's like, well, can't properly bait the running attack, so might as well just go for this one. Because Lau Ka Long is actually pretty passive when he goes into this phase, so this can work. So if I just get him near a wall, hopefully I can bound him against it, get some damage, as it'll do like the stun state if it hits him. And like it constantly regens heat, and when it does hit, it just gives me like a lot. It's like 4 bars of heat instantly. But this can feel like kind of RNG because he can just attack you and just clip you. And we do the flying sumo, boom boom. And then here's feel the heat. Now there are some other things you could do, like I've seen he has like one of his attack strings. It ends like in an upward claw. I think you can hit the Komaki parry on that, but I don't know how the hell you're supposed to actually make him do it. It just feels really random. And here I'm should have done the long one, but I was overconfident, so I'm just poking him with the dash tackle, and there we go. Lau Ka Long is dead. That fight took me a longest time. Now here's Joji. Here's an actual good fight. This fight is actually fun. Now in the beginning, Joji has like kind of armor, but you can just kind of poke at him, build some heat, and then you can parry just like some of his attacks. Although some of his attacks actually do have like kind of mix-ups. Like you have that one, you know, he ends like a high back fist. I see that one pretty often. And he has the like parry stance. You just usually grab him, but you can't grab him when he goes into Hemo because he'll just parry the grab. So you can't really do that. Grab a chair, do a heat action to do some good damage. Might as well. And just poke at him, dash away. This fight's a lot more fun when you have the quick step cancel, because without it, you're just kind of, it's hard to poke at him without taking risks. So right there, you see how he did the sweep? That's kind of the mix-up. So if you're relying on your parry, and if you get it wrong, he'll do the sweep and he'll just knock you down. And now you gotta reset. Not bad, but you gotta look out for that. Now here, Joji is kind of like Majima, where he goes into heat state, but he is more aggressive. Also, when he goes into the parry, I just throw shit at him. There's not much else you can do unless like charge heat. Now one thing you could do that I didn't go for because I don't really know how to set it up is that unlike the chairs where you have like the little like side walls, if you get Joji in that spot, you can just straight up just like do it infinite. But I don't know how to set it up, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't do it. Plus I think it's just kind of boring to watch, just because you just end up spamming the light heavy just over and over in the corner, and you would miss this QT because it's just infinite. He just dies. Now this section of the fight can be pretty tough as you're in a much smaller area, so there's not much room to move around, but not a big deal. I think that string though, that's like a guaranteed parry. It's like either that string or he has like a 2-hit string. That's like a guaranteed parry, I'm pretty sure. But the other attacks, they have like, they'll mix up with the punch or the sweep. So, and here, since it's the last phase, I'm just kind of playing it safe. Poke at him and just wait for the guaranteed parry timings. This is a great boss fight. I think you can parry that like overhead attack. I think. Well, the parry was kind of weird because it's very delayed. But I don't bother because I'm just playing it safe. Right here I'm just charging heat because not much you can do. He goes the parry down here. And then whip punish with the single heavy. And eventually brings him down. And we go into feel the heat. Now the upcoming fight after this Joji fight. Oh, I got some shit to say about that one. And it's funny because the most annoying part isn't even the fight itself. It's the shit that happens before that. It makes it really annoying. And he should be dead here. Damn. Oh, now this fight is fucking annoying. Mainly because it's just annoying to try again. Because you gotta... Because this fight is structured more like a group battle versus an actual boss fight. So you gotta refight like 10 people all at once. And it's like the worst case scenario of like everyone blocking. Because everyone has a weapon. Everyone has a fucking weapon. So you just like can't hit them. So I ended up just spamming a bunch of group heat actions to get through the fight. And there's like 2 fat guys with sledgehammers, and you can't grab them and you can't chip them. You just gotta wait. I also hear the one good thing about this fight, the fight before, is that you can grab the weapons and they will actually transfer over. And so that dagger I was holding, that'll come in use a little later. But the Tamashiro fight itself is actually like really easy. It's really easy just to dodge behind his gunshots and just hit him in the back. But like reattempting this fight over and over and over again and it just takes longer because you just gotta fight the goons every time. You gotta do the QT every time. Just waste so much fucking time. And like I did have like another successful attempt, but the problem was my fucking OBS wasn't recording properly, so it just recorded nothing. Also here I build enough heat and I grab the knife, and the reason I grab the knife is so I can do this. The knife has this group heat action that like kills 4 people at once, which is just enough to kill all these people because they already have low health. The reason I use the knife one instead of just like the normal one is because there's like a lot of overlap with other heat action. There's like a running drunk heat action. There's like the Komaki like reversal heat action. And then you also have like the drunken shoulder heat action. But with the knife, it's like either you get the stab or you get the multiple ones, so it's more forgiving. And once the goons are gone, Tamashiro acts like he goes back to normal. He only goes into heat when he has his goons around. Now here is a unique strat I did. So what we're actually going to do now is we're going to get close to filling the heat, but not quite close. What we're going to do instead is because Tamashiro is going to summon, eventually he's going to summon another group of goons to help him out. But luckily we got the knife and we got heat. So instead of having to deal with this heat phase, which is like really annoying, plus 4 other people like constantly trying to hit you, which is really fucking annoying, you just grab the knife, do the weapon heat action. They're all dead. And then Tamashiro's back to normal, and it's a really easy fight. This is probably like the most unique strat I did in the whole video. And if you have a problem with like me grabbing a weapon in the phase, keep in mind I literally have like 3 knives equipped on me. I just don't use them. So I went out of my way to bring a knife from the fight that you have to retry again anyway. So in my opinion, I feel like that's fair. And if you had a problem, fucking do it yourself. Not my problem. Now one weird thing is that these bulls have like collision, and so they're kind of like a weird like semi-wall. They didn't come up a lot in this fight, but it is a good thing to keep in mind. And the fight is finally over. That shit took me forever. And I had to do it again, which was even worse because OBS wasn't working. And here, this fight. Alright, this fight's not that bad.
Let's go.
The only problem with this fight is that the room is really fucking tiny. Like, It can be good as like when you're, because it's so tiny, like it's easy to get to a wall and get like big combos like that. But another annoying thing is like Andre is like super aggressive, so it would just like chase you all the time. And the room is like really small, so there's not much room to run around and get away from him. Plus, he can, like, you know, from the previous fight, he can kick objects. If you're in that part of the room, he can definitely kick your shit. Plus, because the room is so small, sometimes, like, the camera, like, just, like, doesn't, like, let you see anything. So, like, right there, like, I could barely see anything. It's like, I knew Andre was coming, but I didn't know from where. But overall, this fight is not that hard. And it's also like one of the parts, like I'm drunk because this is like the end of a long battle and I forgot to get rid of the drunk buff, but mainly because it doesn't let me do the quick step like heavy into like the shoulder quick step attack, which would have upgraded my combos, but oh well. And look at that, he's already dead. See, this fight isn't really a big problem. Kind of annoying, but not really that problematic. Now this fight, oh, this fight took me fucking forever. And it has a similar thing to the last Tamashiro fight. Granted, it's not nearly as long because you just have to fight 4 people versus like 10 people, and there's no QTE. Now I think this fight would, for me at least, mostly be fun if it wasn't for one attack specifically. Now for most of, like, you know, you start shooting, most of them are fair. You can just like kind of react to them, dodge behind them, and you get a combo. Not that bad. And then the shotgun. Now the shotgun can be kind of annoying because he doesn't have any real tells when he's gonna do something. But he also has like no defense, so you can just rush him down. So it's not a super big deal. So you just kind of wait for him to wake up, attack him, and then repeat. The shotgun can be annoying and it has definitely clipped me, but it is the least of my worries and is not the reason why this fight took me so long. Now, one thing about Andre is that you kind of don't want him like in his back in a corner, because there's like one attack where you have to get behind his back. And if you don't get completely behind his back, just reset the whole fight. And there's been some attempts where like I don't even get anything started, but he does a problematic move, and I just reset instantly because I couldn't get completely behind him, and it annoys the shit out of me. The shotgun. And then here he goes into heat. Now the heat phase can be kind of problematic as he gets a lot more defense, especially the shotgun. Mainly because the shotgun is like really unpredictable. See, normally with like the normal shotgun phase, like you hear him shoot and then you can just like kind of attack him right after. But he shoots way faster, so you're much more risk of getting clipped. Now here I'm just kind of laying him out, just building heat mainly, so it's like, oh yeah, here's a shotgun. I'm just kind of building heat, so whenever he goes back to pistols, I just hit him with the light heavy grab and then do a heat action. I have enough heat to do it, but I am not approaching when he has a shotgun out. It's like, look how fast he fires. Bam. And then goes to pistols. And it's that fucking move right there. That's the move that made me reset so many fucking times. Because if you don't get completely behind his back when he does that move, you're going to get clipped. You're going to get clipped. I'm making sure I'm safe. Charge the heat. Now this strat is kind of lame, but after like attempting this shit for like, this shit almost took me like a whole fucking day. I am not risking myself for nothing. So now I'm just kind of waiting for his shotgun phase to stop and switch for the pistols. And then boom, he does that shit again. And then we go into ultimate heat mode. Feel the heat. Oh my god, this fight felt so good when I finally beat him, because I was just struggling for so fucking long. This shit took me forever. And like any good attempts, I would just get clipped. Either by like the shotgun because I was too passive, or by that one fucking move. And I would just have to restart instantly as I got hit. That fucked me, I guess. If that move just wasn't there, I would really like this fight, because the fight is fun. And I was like, oh, why don't you just attack him when he has a shotgun? And it's like, one, his fire rate is like way faster when you're using heat, and two, like I've tried doing stuff like, you know, do my normal combos and the grab attacks to put him on the ground. He somehow has dodged out of the heavy while I'm hitting him. I'm like, okay. It's like, yeah, no, fuck that. I wish I had the payback ring, but I don't have it because I didn't know how to get it. So, but that fight is finally fucking over. I hated that shit. And here's the Mina fight. Now Mina is a pretty good fight. He's really fun, but for this no damage, we're gonna cheese him. Now here's a parry. I think Mina is a great fight. He's a cool villain, but he kind of has like, shows a little too late. So like anytime you kind of care about it, it's like game's kind of already over. But the scene that show was pretty cool. Yeah, to be honest, most of the strat is just kind of spam the overhead finisher. You got a wall, you got a little wall bound, and then right there he goes into his orange phase. Now, guess what we're gonna do for the orange phase? We're gonna spam the overhead. While there definitely are more fun ways of doing this fight for my no damage. Yeah, we're going with the quick and easy route. I'm surprised that worked, but I wasn't paying attention. Bam. I hope when Yakuza 3 comes out, Kiwami 3 comes out, because they're doing like a Mina side mode. I hope Mina is like actually fun to fight and like on the level of Kaito. Because Kaito is like actually really fun to fight, not to fight, but to play as in the Kaito files. I hope you guys do the same treatment there. And that red phase, I mean, all that red phase is just like, just parry that big charge. But he had so little health from the other phases, so we just kind of go into QT immediately. And I wonder if we're gonna fight his playable moveset instead of his old moveset in Kiwami 3. It'll be interesting to see. So this the final boss took me a lot less time to no damage than fucking Andre did, which is funny. It's funny how just like one attack. Now here's his healing phase. I was kind of slow on the heat action, but oh well. Now, I have seen that like when he does do the healing phase, you can like actually parry it, because I guess it technically counts as an attack, so you can parry it. But I didn't want to get clipped by his other moves. Like he has like that like Mishima like wing office. I've had a lot of times where like I try to attack, he does like backdash into the wing office, I just get clipped. So I didn't want to risk that. I think you can kind of rely on the sound cue, but I don't know. I'm no expert. I'm just a casual. As it took me like 6 hours to do the fucking Andre fight. And then the fight's gonna be over. Do a little stomp. And Mine is over. Now I want to thank you all of you guys for watching. This is my first ever attempt, and I don't know, I might do more attempts on other games. I'm considering doing Yakuza 4, Kiwami 1, and Yakuza 0, but we'll just have to see. Thank you for watching.